wanna be a superstar. You wanna drive fancy cars. Buy 2 houses in LA. Party all night, sleeping late. It's easy to do if you sell your soul to rap, pop, and country, to punk, rock, and roll.
Alright, so where we're at now is I have obviously stained the back. So I used a medium brown on the back and an orange on the front. All of these color tone. This one is the medium brown, which I used on the back, and this is the orange, which I used on the top of the guitar. I sort of fastened just a fake neck to the guitar so I could hang it while I sprayed it. What I have now is I've applied 4 coats of the sanding sealer. What I did was took me 2 days. I sprayed the first coat 2 nights ago, and then about an hour later I sprayed the next coat, and then 24 hours later I went ahead and I sprayed it again, and then I waited an hour, and then I sprayed it again for the 4th coat. Before I wiped it down, I did use some naphtha. This is a good cleaner because you don't want to have any oils from your hands to touch this, because if you touch the wood, if you touch your face, and you touch the wood, oil gets on there, and then when you put the clear lacquer over it, it won't go on it very nice. So, like I said, I've put 4 coats of this, and you can't really quite tell, but I've sanded this part of it. I've used some 600 grit dry paper, and I have it on this little sanding block. When you're sanding, you want to be careful. You just want to sand it lightly. You don't want to sand through to the wood. If you sand through to the wood, then you got to add some more dye. And basically what you're looking at is you're trying to get a nice level finish, and it's a little duller over here. It's shinier on this side because I've sanded over here. I was hoping that I'd get be able to get a nice flat surface just after applying the sanding sealer, but that's actually not the case. So I'm probably going to have to, use maybe 10 or 13 coats of this clear lacquer. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm just going to, with my little sanding block, I'm just going to sand lightly with the guitar. Okay, so hold the light above the camera. Sorry, my son, So basically what you're trying to do is you want to get all the, you want to be able to sand, you will know when you have a completely flat surface when all the shiny spots are gone. Right now I still have shiny spots all throughout the whole finish, which you probably can't see right now. I mean, the whole guitar top is pretty dull, but I can see in the grain and the pits where there are some shiny spots left. I don't want to sand any harder, because then I'm going to go through some of the finish that I put on. So what I'm going to need to do is spray about 4 coats of this clear gloss on it, and then I'll try to do another level sand, because once you can sand it and you get all these pits out, then you know it's perfectly flat, and you want a perfectly flat finish on your guitar. So I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing on the back, and I guess the next time you guys see it will be after I apply more of this clear gloss. Alright? Thanks, guys. Up until now, I haven't really showed you actually much of the process. I've just sort of talked to you about it. So the stage I'm at right now is, last night I put 2 coats of this clear gloss lacquer on it, and this morning a little bit of fuzz and stuff had dried on it, so I went ahead and I just did a light sand over the whole thing. So right now I'm just going to give it another spray. I just want to show you guys how I do it. You guys can leave a comment or two and tell me if I'm doing this the right way or not. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to start spraying off the instrument, because a lot of times the first spray it's kind of, you know, splatters a little bit. Then I'm going to go even strokes back and forth, and I'm going to keep it about 8 inches or a foot away. And then I'm going to do the back, and I'm going to do the sides, and I'm going to be really careful around the horns, you know, and along the edges, and I don't want to get any runs. Give it a little spray here. It's also good to see what direction the wind is blowing so it doesn't get on your car. So here goes. Now I've done several coats with the sanding sealer and with this. This does not spray as much as, as concentrated of a dose as if you had a spray gun. So if you had a spray gun, you probably wouldn't want to spray it as thick as I'm spraying it. But with the aerosol can, it really comes out pretty thin. I'm looking at it right now. There's no runs. There's a nice thin coat on it, and there really is a difference between the finish of this this clear gloss versus the sanding sealer. I mean, it really does make the colors pop. You also want to make sure that you hold the can straight up and down. You don't want to hold it sideways. And start your spray off the instrument and finish your spray off of it. You don't ever want to stop while you're on the instrument. Alright, I think that's good for now, but if you look at that, it's pretty nice, pretty shiny. You can see how the sun glistens off of it. Same thing with this side. It looks pretty good. So now I'm going to let this sit for a couple hours, I'll probably come back after the Super Bowl. It's Super Bowl Sunday. I'll hit it with another coat, and then tomorrow's Monday after work. I'll give it a good level sand. All right, so thanks for watching, and again, leave me some comments and let me know some tips, and I appreciate you guys watching. Let me finish my first guitar here.